I get it, you're scrolling through endless patio sets, trying to picture how each one would actually look in your backyard, and every all-weather claim feels like a gamble. You don't want to drop a weekend's worth of savings on a set that looks great in the photo but ends up sagging after the first rainstorm or flopping when someone leans back. The real question is, does this purple leaf 6-piece conversation set actually hold up when you use it for morning coffee, evening drinks, and the occasional kids game? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest thing that sets this set apart is how it tries to blend a sleek, nature-inspired vibe with the practicalities of outdoor life. The chairs and table are built with a rust-proof metal frame, which is a relief if you live in a humid climate or near the coast where salt can turn ordinary steel into a rust bucket in weeks. The tabletop is a high-pressure laminate, HPL, that won't warp if you accidentally spill a pitcher of sangria or leave a hot pot on it after a barbecue. The fabric is a premium olefin weave that resists fading from UV exposure, so the deep green cushions you see in the product shots should stay vibrant season after season. What I love about the design is the nature-modern fusion aesthetic. The metal has a matte black finish that feels more like a sculptural element than a typical patio frame, and the cushions use a muted earth tone that blends nicely with garden foliage. That means you can tuck this set into a garden nook without it screaming "I'm a piece of furniture" and instead let the surrounding plants do most of the visual work. It's a subtle vibe that works for both a casual family hangout and a more polished small group dinner. Now, let's talk about who will actually get the most out of this. If you have a modestly sized patio or balcony, think a space that can comfortably fit 2 chairs and a small table without feeling cramped, this set is a solid match. The chairs have ergonomic deep seating, which feels more like a lounge chair than a stiff garden chair. You can sink into the cushions for an hour of reading without feeling the need to prop yourself up. That deep seat also means it can accommodate a range of body types comfortably, a point that often trips up one-size-fits-all patio chairs. The modular aspect is another practical perk. Because the set comes in 2 chairs and a table, you can rearrange it to suit different scenarios. Need a little more space for a pet's water bowl? Slide the table a foot away. Planning a small cocktail party? Pull the chairs together for an intimate conversation circle. The ability to shift the layout without buying extra pieces is a hidden value that many larger, fixed layout sets don't offer. On the flip side, there are a couple of practical weaknesses worth noting before you click Add to Cart. The first is the weight. The rust-proof metal frame gives it durability, but it also makes each chair fairly heavy. If you like to store your patio furniture during the winter or move it around frequently, you'll need at least 2 people to lift and reposition the set safely. The second is the storage of cushions. While the olefin fabric is weather-resistant, the cushions themselves are not designed to be left out in a torrential downpour for days on end. A quick cover or a small storage box is advisable if you expect harsh weather. That adds a minor extra cost or effort that some buyers might overlook. Another subtle trade-off is the table size. The HPL Tabletop is sturdy and looks great, but it leans toward the compact side. If you regularly host a dinner for 4 or more, you might find yourself wishing for a larger surface. The set shines when you're using it for drinks, snacks, or a laptop for a few hours of remote work, but it's not a substitute for a full-sized dining table. In that sense, it's best positioned as a conversation or lounge set rather than a primary dining solution. Let's walk through a couple of everyday scenarios to see how it plays out. Imagine you're a young professional with a balcony garden, wanting a spot to unwind after work. You pull out a book, settle into one of the chairs, and the deep seat supports your back without you having to bring a separate pillow. The olefin cushion stays cool in the evening breeze, and after a few weeks of sun exposure, the color hasn't dulled. You add a small side tablewell, that's the built-in table, and place a mug of tea. No rust appears on the frame, even after the occasional drizzle. Now picture a family with 2 kids who love to play restaurant on the patio. The kids can pull the chairs close together, the table becomes the kitchen counter, and the sturdy metal legs can handle the occasional bump from a toy car. When the sun gets too strong, you simply slide a light throw over the cushions and the olefin fabric.